Krishna. Welcome all of you for this Sunday feast class of chapter 3. Purushottam Vibhaga Yoga. What's the name of chapter 3? Purushottam Vibhaga Yoga. So, all we are learning the remaining sessions where we are reading chapter 3. How many are learning? Very good. So, till now, what was we have been discussing? Chapter 14. What was regarding chapter 14? Quick revision. क्या था आप लोगों ने chapter 14 में? Yes, anybody? Chapter 14.
On the syllabus.
So in chapter 14, to give you a brief insight, chapter 15 and chapter 12, they are the shortest chapters in the Gita. How many shlokas are there? Only 20 shlokas are there. Just 20. That is what we have to do. We have the longest chapter, chapter 2, and then chapter 18. Right? Chapter 2 we have 74 or 75 shlokas. And chapter 18 again we have 70 shlokas. So, and then about in other chapters we have 30, 35, 40 verses. But these two chapters have very less 20 verses. Why? Because they present the information very concentrated. Chapter 12 talks about more. They show other colors, they show how basically, it talks about impersonal aspect and the personal aspect, impersonal worship and the personal worship, and how personal worship is far superior than the impersonal worship. Esho adhikara sesham. Esh means Esh. It's very much available. What Lord is saying for you? Esho adhikara sesham. So there is Esh and adhikara Esh. In what Esho adhikara sesham? Object asakta chena. Object means impersonal. Unmanifest. Impersonal. Object asakta chena. So you are attached to impersonal worship. You think people will say, Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Let's say I give you an example. One of you have your spouses. Let's say there's a fight. There is one. Now we will move on. There is a fight. And what happens? We fight. Actually, my mentors used to say that whenever there is a fight between husband and wife, each should end before they go to bed. If it goes next day, there is a possibility that it will go next month. It should end on that day only. No thought at all. Otherwise, it will be reasonable. So anyway, somehow it goes on to next day, and next day, and next day. And then, they are calling, shouting, what is this, and the mind is like, okay, enough of courage, please stop talking. Okay, so why what we do, she will sit in one bedroom, nothing will sit in another bedroom. So she will cook, and she will put the chicken, lunch is ready, dinner is ready. And then she will put the chicken, okay, please visit those places, otherwise, I will not be the boss. I will not let you do something today. So if we now, the situation is much better, right? Instead of already, there is no fight. But Is this a desirable condition? Not at all. What is a desirable condition? They should certainly have each other. Is it not? So this is what happens in spiritual life as well. When Jiva or Atma gets frustrated with the relationship of this world, he thinks that ultimate reality should be without relation. Because you have been frustrated by your spouse, by your children, by your parents, by your family, by your relatives, by your grandchildren, and then people give up, all of them are. Give up. Ultimate frustration. We will find something possible. I was not here the ring. We have to come to the ring just a party. So that it is also yeah, the ring is being generated, so we have to come. So out of frustration, so they see relationship as a source of frustration, source of quarrel. So they think actually absolute reality should be without relationship. That is what they are trying to conclude. And that's why they think that God must be impersonal. There should not be any relation. But the relationship between you and your wife, or between you and your family, or between your relatives, or neighbors, is slightly different than what God has relationship with the human. What is our relationship? You scratch my back, I scratch my back. We do not agree with that. There is no love in this world. Absolutely no love. आपको देखा है? मेरे बात हमने किया है. आगे बोल रहे हैं. What is the result? You become frustrated and you die. That's what happens if you say that. What you have to do is you have to chant now God. Not to say that. Then your life will be successful. Because here in the spiritual world or in the spiritual realm, there is a competition between the Jiva and Supreme Personality of Godhead that who can serve another better. This is always competition. Whereas in the material world, who can exploit better? Why is how much money I can take out from my husband's pocket? And the husband thinks how much work I can get out from her. So that I don't have to enjoy a gift. Or the other way around. Is it not? Children think, क्या करूँ वापस के लिए? And he thinks, कैसे तो भी मैं बहुत पढ़ा के इतना निकाल कर it's always a tradition. There is no love actually. See, love exists only when a person is totally ignorant or the person is totally pure. Because he acquires the values. Because everybody, people to people like that. There is absolutely no love. So people think that impersonal worship is better. But what God is saying, Lesho Pavitra Kesha, Pavitra Asa Pavitra. And then one line is Pavitra He will become Deva Bhakti Bhakti. Those who are embodied, like purpose, we are embodied, we have a business. Pavitra He, that is Dukham, is very painful. What? For those who are embodied to worship something, to worship something that is void. It's very difficult. And then Lord explains, then Arjuna asks, okay, why people worship impersonally? Then Lord explains in 14th chapter, 14th chapter, says various modes of material nature. More people have this, why they are to feel more to material nature? Why not to butterfly? You come to the end, right? And they work to get some sense of it. So, Krishna says, what is that verse? Combination, correlation, reverse of one, three, master of with the that is combination, correlation. So originally, lust. What do you think of lust as? Attachment to the opposite sex. But that is very vague understanding of lust. What is lust? Sensitive. So, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Dajanam, Dajanam, Kavikam Var Jagdisha Kamali. So these are three aspects where people enjoy. Sundari, of course, always says, Nadharam, money is money. Is it not? Money is money. That's the book of word. If you have money, if you have money, go to books, go to party, go to work, 3 hours, happy hours, whatever. Or, especially for spiritual journey, buy followers, buy culture, buy center, buy sampradaya. You know why center of the because I follow. That is journey. We divide other Vaishnava devotees, other sampradayas. Why? Because I follow something. That has to be this one. Because I am following. So, Ranam, Janam, Sundarim. So, gross lust is, of course, the attraction between the opposites. The subtle lust is the desire for name, fame, and adoration. That is subtle lust. It is described by Lord Krishna. And I don't know what you, at least I have to name, fame, and adoration. Puja, love, Pratishtha. So, this karma, when it is satisfied, it becomes greed. You want more. More, more, more. Now the social work, this much document, more intimate, more intimate, more intimate. So the problem with the calm is, if it is satisfied, it becomes greed. If it is not satisfied, it becomes hyper. So only solution for calm is त्याग शांति अनुग्रह. What is enough? इच्छा, इच्छा है. The desire is the root cause of suffering. Now that doesn't mean that you should not desire. Because Lord says you cannot live a soul cannot live even a moment without desire. So what we should desire? Not calm. We should desire praise. So calm and praise, they look similar, but they are exactly opposite. What is praise? What is calm? I have to be here on the last one. People should glorify me. So the brother will see that. But what is praise? Now should be glorified. People should surrender to God. That should be the purpose. That is the purpose. That becomes praise. But when there is profit and revelation, okay, I should be glorified. So we should desire, we should desire pain. So Kama Ishwar, Purva Ishwar, Arjuna Prasad. So what is the source of this Kama? Basically, Rajo Pura Samsama. That's why Lord explained three modes of nature. What are the characteristics of ignorance, Amora, Mitra, Alasya, Prabhava? See, people get, I will totally speaking. Especially in Bangalore, some people get. That is the level of the happiness very many. Also, decided to be like that. And this 3 for 6 hours, imagine the level where we have created such a need also so there. Nowadays there are always there to be breads and smoothies. I heard there are some speakers where you just put on like because in the night you feel like you are some speaking and you are seeing one just to get sleep, you have to do all the things. So the are still. Basically, what's called procrastination. Just keep on postponing. आप अगर खत्म होगी, अगले साल पास वाला करूँगा. Procrastination. Yeah, guys, come on. Your job. What is this? Office जाके people will watch. They are. They will not think about we are wasting time. एक बार हमारे को that is Alaska. Pramal means foolishness. Basically, when you go to the things in of that is characteristic of ignorance. And then Rajo, what are the characteristics of Rajo? Asantushta, Sangi Samandra. Excessive attraction towards opposites and Asantushta. Handling for everything. very just doing one really is 12 is just a science, just that need yeah, really science. Okay. Just wait getting Google or Microsoft or any anything, you will be happy. Okay, get married to this beautiful girl, you will be happy. Okay, now you have a wonderful child, you will be happy. Now you get your child admitted to this school, school का भी 10 लाख है. उसके लिए आप और दूसरा कुछ लोन लेके करो, you will be happy. That is the entire life goal.